Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, these are your messages for the week of June 23rd. Gemini, your overall energy for this week is the Sun card. How you will be feeling is the Magician card, and the energies that are suggested to lean into for the best result are the Knight of Cups and the Two of Wands. Let's talk about it. I also want to say, Gemini, when I'm pulling these cards for this particular reading, I don't accept reversals. But this card popped out reversed and onto the floor. So I really feel like you guys are really recovering from something. You have gone through it and it's over, and you've got the Sun card as your energy this week. You're not going to be feeling this Ten of Swords energy if you have been in the past. Perhaps you haven't been feeling well. You're revitalized this week. That's wonderful. I also want to say, Gemini, that at the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands. I really feel like you will have a renewed confidence about you this week, especially with the Magician card and that Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. But let's get into the overall energy of the week of June 23rd. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So with the Sun card as the overall energy, it doesn't get much better than the Sun card. The Sun card is all about clarity, joy, feeling vitality, being, this is all about success. And it's basically, a moment when everything aligns and the truth shines through with the warmth and confidence, basically, the Sun card. You also could be doing activities outdoors in the Sun this week, having fun. You could have fun with your children if you have children. This is just a very beautiful, wonderful energy, very exciting energy. And the Sun card suggests that you're either entering a phase or already in a phase of growth, abundance, and emotional clarity. It's basically, it's a renewed sense of hope and possibility. And I want to talk to some Geminis out there. I don't know, this is going to be for a select few of you, but you guys, if you are trying to have a child, this came to my mind when I was shuffling a different deck. Actually, I had a chunk of cards pop out that had to do with perseverance, perception, and coming out of despondence, like into a renewal energy. But also have faith. If any of you Geminis are struggling with maybe perhaps wanting to have children at an older age, I say that because ancestors came out here, generations. If you are thinking of having children and you haven't been able to, have faith. That was the message that came up. Even if you're older, don't worry about what others think. It's time to decide. So make a decision and move forward. Make a decision now so you can move forward. And also, any Geminis that are watching this, not just the ones that applies to. That's going to be a very small few of you. It's time to decide on something because you have the Two of Wands. These are the energies that you need to lean into for the best results this week. And I took them. I normally only take one for this because this position makes more sense. It's so clear when it's just one energy. But I'm taking these because to me it makes a lot of sense. Time to decide came out of this deck. So even if I wouldn't have taken the Two of Wands, which does remind me of making decisions, and setting your intentions, I still would have said that. So the cards just kind of backed themselves up. That's definitely a message for Geminis. What energies should you lean into, Gemini, for the week of June 23rd? Like I said, you have the Knight of Cups and the Two of Wands. So it's basically about, figuring out what exactly it is that you want, what goals are you trying to achieve, and decide on literally walking into them, making them happen, and using your heart to do that. You guys have strength in your emotions right now in order to kind of manifest things. So with the Two of Wands and the Knight of Cups, it suggests like a beautiful blend of a visionary and planning here, and then a heart-led action and a call to dream boldly and move forward with your emotional authenticity to what would fulfill you emotionally. So that this week, and I feel like even beyond, that's what you need to kind of lean into. These are the energies that will bring you the best result if you lean into them. So you need to clarify your vision, whatever that is, whatever you're planning, and know that that's where you want to head. and then lead with your heart. Let your emotions guide your actions, specifically in matters of connection, creativity, or your personal fulfillment, whatever it is that you're looking at, whatever you're wanting to come to fruition. And Geminis are very, we tend to think a lot with our minds. Geminis are very thought driven, and we see a lot of swords come up when we speak of Gemini energy. So this is basically saying lean into your heart energy, your charisma, your caring, your generosity, your goodness. This person's riding in with these emotions here, and this fire energy is here for you as well, with the planning and holding on to things that inspire you, holding on to the things that spark your creativity, planning that, moving forward. Gemini, you're going to have a lot of clarity this week, I feel. And with this Magician card is how you're feeling. You're going to be feeling like you can do anything. And you can. You actually can. The Magician card is all about manifesting, having all the tools at your disposal. When you are, feeling like the Magician, you have like a surge of confidence, clarity, and creative power, which is also in the rest of this spread. So you can feel very inspired, deeply connected to your talents and the things that you want to bring to fruition. And you are basically able to be an alchemist. You're feeling like an alchemist. You have emotional alchemy as well. You're not overwhelmed by feelings, but you're kind of channeling them into purposeful action, which is kind of what this was telling you is how you would bring the best result. You're already kind of feeling that way, which is wonderful. I feel like you kind of feel unstoppable this week, no matter what has been going on. Perhaps you will have more contact with loved ones too, like in general. I'm just talking about maybe sisters, mothers, friends, people that want to be in your circle. And gender doesn't matter when I'm talking about these. These are just general energies coming through here. You could have more of a focus on your family perhaps this week, definitely with this Ancestors Generations card. Also, Gemini, just know, if you've been through things where you look at your past, like ancestors or people that have been before you in your family, you can break those chains. If you feel like there's things that have held people back in your family and you're like, I want to be different, you have all the capabilities of doing that. You absolutely just need to focus on it. Focus is coming up here several different times. Focusing on what it is that you really want to bring into your life and just being strong and holding your vision. Stone People is here, which is just about strength and just being almost like stubborn to reach your goals. I also, I felt inspired to pull from my personal deck for Geminis because there was so much going on in this spread. You have a secret admirer. Maybe that will come to light, not necessarily, but you definitely have a secret admirer, Gemini. Moving may be on your mind. Some of you may be thinking about wanting to move, and just know you can manifest that. You can bring that forward, perhaps improving your income. And stubborn was here. So either you're dealing with someone stubborn and you're very capable of dealing that with your emotional space this week, or be stubborn about your goals. Be stubborn, have faith, be stubborn, hold on. Know that you can bring it into fruition. I'm going to get one more card for Geminis. Spirit's advice for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week of June 23rd. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, the week of June 23rd. Thank you. Deep emotional healing. Your heart is ready to heal from past experiences, and you are willing to devote time and energy toward therapeutic care. Yes, you guys are going through like a renewal. Like I said, that 10 of Swords energy did want to be seen, but it was flipped this way, signaling that you are coming out of that. At the bottom of this deck, you did have Victim. So just make sure that no matter what you've been through, just know that you are healed. Don't feel like the victim anymore in any circumstance, because you have so much power, Gemini, here coming through. Being in a victim mentality just slows us down. When we turn our wounds into wisdom and move forward, it just helps our lives so much more. And don't worry about what others think. Even if you have goals that you feel, like I said, for that one or two or however many people are watching with regards to a late-aged pregnancy, don't worry about what others say or feel, or how it will look to others. This vanity card sometimes can mean, don't worry about appearances. Don't worry about what others think. Don't worry about that side of things. And grief is here, but recovery is right underneath of it. So you guys definitely could have gone through emotional things, and we all experience grief. That's how we grow. That's how we learn. That's how we develop empathy for others as well who have gone through similar things. The universe teaches us the best lessons through pain. And I'm not saying it's great that we go through it, but I'm just saying you're not alone. When we go through grief, which we all do, it's part of life. Of course, the level of grief is different for everyone, but when we go through grief, we grow from that grief. No matter what it is caused, whatever pain is in our lives, we learn and we grow. And then this recovery here is all about uncovering a side to yourself that has been dormant for a while. And that was what I was saying regarding kind of coming into renewal after a phase of pain. You are coming back to that, you're refurbishing the old you, is what I just heard. You're kind of like coming back to you and the talents that you've had, and make time for self-care is here. So make sure you're focusing on that, Gemini. It's really important because you have so much potential in every aspect here with that Magician card. So take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is essential. And own your divine power is right underneath that. That's how I'm going to wrap it up. Replace codependent people-pleasing with assertiveness and empowerment. And own all that power, Gemini. You guys are very powerful. You're able to bring your dreams into reality. Just keep that in mind. I hope you have a beautiful week. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.